Stop.
Oh, welcome on back to everybody's favorite live gambling show that also has a podcast. It is Just the Betslips at Just the Betslips on X.com, the Everything app, and all the social medias that you could think of. We are proudly affiliated with Fan First Sports Network. Go check them out at Fans First SN on X.com, the Everything app. Gentlemen, we are at the Sunday of the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. Oh, look at Keldog rocking the line. Love it. Love to see that. And I'm very, very excited. I at one point hated March Madness last night, but now I love it again because I won some monies. But we are here. We're gonna get it in before at least start talking about some games before the first one kicks off. And I'm just very excited to be here with y'all on this beautiful Sunday. Gonna go this way and work our way around and introduce yourself and say hello. I am Broadway Poolside Pat. Shout out. Look at all of our socials. Go follow everybody because everybody's got some interesting takes on all of the socials. And I'll pass it on down below me to Mr. Illini.
I am Keldog, and I am ready for today. It is game day. Illini versus Kentucky. The Illini are the favorites heading into this game. This is the biggest game of the year. We're about to go to war. Let's have a freaking day.
I love it. And to your right, we don't get him live too often. It's always a treat. But he is here today to talk his picks. He's looking fresh as always. It is our guy, Sir Thomas of Stats.
I'm just ready for baseball. I mean, if I'm really just being honest.
Couple more days.
My bracket, I felt good for the first half of it, and it just has gone straight down the toilet. I mean, it is what it is. That's the perk of March Madness, you know. It's part of the madness. It's part of the craziness. Got some fun ones today, though. Some fun games. I was very impressed to see that Illinois was the favorite. I didn't really expect that, but Kel, I really do wish you guys luck. I think it could be I don't know. It could be a little close, maybe. I don't know. I'm just really excited for the vibes and the good times. Yeah, I'm staying away from college baseball today because it absolutely tanked everything in my units yesterday, and I just have nothing left to give for college baseball. Very mad at LSU for not covering. Coastal Carolina decided to blow a lead. Yeah, it's just been a horrible Saturday. Horrible Saturday of betting. Thankfully, the Edmonton Oilers took me to the promised land of upping my units, but good God, what an abysmal Saturday. Let's hope for a good day today. Let's hope for fun.
That's all we could do. And right above you is the wizard on the ones and twos. He is the PD King himself. What is up, CJ?
I mean, we're just here on a Sunday. We're enjoying life. I was at Busch Gardens yesterday, hence no show yesterday. Hand up accountability, that's on me. But I was enjoying a beautiful day of low 70s in Virginia at Kids Weekend at Busch Gardens. So my son got to see two of his favorite characters from Sesame Street, both Cookie Monster and Elmo, at the same time. It was kind of incredible. So yeah, we really enjoyed our fun, our fancy, and our freeness. So yeah, that's where we're at today, and we're looking for the good vibes, and that's what we're hoping for.
You mean to tell me Oscar the Grouch isn't his favorite character?
No. He's top 5. Oscar the Grouch is top 5, and he has had his picture with Oscar twice now.
All right, fair enough.
From the trash
Oscar
can.
the Grouch.
Yeah, dude, Oscar the Grouch is quote unquote somewhat GOAT status. But
I'd say so. Yeah, I mean, Big Bird gets a lot of attention, but I feel like Oscar the Grouch is.
I'm out on Big Bird. Like, you got to think
too.
like Oscar would have to be like, he has to be a Grouch. He lives in a trash can. Like, if you lived in a trash can, you would be a Grouch too.
Nope,
so
I'd be the happiest
1000%
person alive, man.
Oscar the Grouch is on the GOAT status tree for myself, not for my son. He's a big Cookie and a big Elmo fan. I have a Cookie Monster T-shirt, and he loves it every time I wear the Cookie Monster T-shirt.
You're doing the Lord's work, CJ. Doing the Lord's work.
That's what I'm trying to do, you know?
That's it. Love it. But gentlemen, let's get to it. Let's get into our picks. We've got a packed show. We've got the cutest parlay in the game. We've got the least kept secret parlay in the game, and we also have a great new segment. Shout out PD King, the performance doubles of the day. But before we get into any of that, we have to say the things that is on the screen right now to protect our behinds. Number one, We are not paid professional gamblers. This show is for fun and entertainment purposes only, and we aim to bring you that not just with our live shows, but also our podcast that drops every Friday, which you could definitely go check out today as we got into all things March Madness. We did our Mount Rushmore of NCAA tournament moments. So go listen to that and tell us how right or wrong we were. But yes, we try to bring you fun and entertainment purposes only, which is what this show is all about. Number 2, please gamble responsibly, not your own risk. Do not gamble more than you can afford, and only bet what you can afford to lose. Best advice I've ever been given as a young gambler. And number 3, because gambling can be addictive, it releases the same chemicals in your brain as some very addictive drugs. Please seek help if you or a loved one needs it. If it has gotten out of control for you or somebody that you know, you could call 1-800-GAMBLER to get the help that you or a loved one, friend, and just somebody that you see down the luck, help that they need. 1-800-GAMBLER. And again, we are not affiliated with or sponsored by any sportsbook yet. Hopefully, we will be soon. That is a great picture there. Is that
That's Oscar the Grouch and me.
up a little bit?
Yeah,
Your name is in the way. Love
my
it.
son. So yeah,
That's awesome.
Oscar. Oscar's the GOAT, dude.
I mean, hey, if Sesame Street wants to sponsor the show, we would gladly take.
I'm in on that. I doubt they're in on a gambling show. To be
No.
clear, that's not really their target demographic.
We could
But-
teach some numbers. We could teach.
I mean, we could teach numbers.
Yeah.
That is
get the
a
count.
thing that's possible.
We'll get the count on here.
We'll get the count on. Yeah, that is a play. We should get the count as a sponsor. He'd be like, I count winners, slowly making winners.
And the parlay is a +1, 8, 4. Well, anyway, as I said, not paid professional gamblers, fun and entertainment purposes only. I'll allow the count. Please gamble responsibly, not your risk. And 1-800-GAMBLER. I did that backwards as usual, but whatever. The one thing we do try to bring you on this show, however, is the hot tips to help your
Betslips.
Let us commence. I don't know what's first. So CJ, you're gonna have to.
Well, speaking of Betslips, we have one, and he's coming in hot
Whoa.
from his whip, as always, giving us the pink slip. That's right. It's the man, the myth, the legend, Robert. What we got for us today, man?
What is going on, just the Betslips family? Rob the Parlay Guy here, dropping a video. I'll be at golf during the show. I might pop in if I can, but if not, I wanted to make sure I got my picks in. So I'm going to start off underdog pick of the day. We got Colorado State +8.5. Colorado State has won 8 in a row in day games, and they have covered in 22 of his last 29. I think 8.5 is a big enough point spread that they can cover. I don't think they win this game, but I do think they can cover the spread. 750 Club, we got Duke -12.5. They're 23 out of 12, 23 and 12 against the spread, 8 and 2 in their last 10 games. Where Baylor is 12, 18 and 3 against the spread, and they're 3, 5 and 2 in the last 10 games. And let's just face it, Duke with Cooper Flagg is borderline unstoppable. They're my pick to win the whole thing as long as Cooper Flagg stays healthy. So I'm definitely liking them -12.5. Lastly, we got our parlay. I'm staying all March Madness. We got Alabama money line. St. Mary's lost their last 6 against top 10 opponents, and Alabama has won 6 straight against non-conference opponents. We got Arizona money line. Oregon has lost the last 4 games against the a higher seed in the NCAA tournament. And Arizona has won 14 of 15 in night games. We got Michigan State money line. Michigan State has won 6 straight in night games. New Mexico has lost 3 straight against top 10 opponents. I got this at +184, so we're going all March Madness today, and let's hope we can knock this out the park. I missed a parlay last night where I picked 4 March Madness teams, and then I had Luka to get 8 assists. He had 6 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter and did not get a single assist after that, so bad beat of the day. But no performance double for me today. I didn't see any really lines that I liked that much, so I didn't want to put anything out there that I didn't believe in. But I'm sure the boys will have some good performance doubles for you, especially the PD King himself. Please make sure to check out our podcast every Friday. We just dropped one this past Friday, going over March Madness and our favorite Cinderella stories, March Madness moments. We also give specialized picks. We'll have another one dropping this Friday morning on Spotify under Just the Betslips family. So please check that out and check us all on our socials at Just the Bet Slips on all socials. Make sure you give us a follow so you don't miss our videos that we drop almost daily. I hope everybody has a great day. I hope everybody wins some money. And as always, these are the hot tips for your bet slips.
What a
coming in
wonderful
hot.
man.
Coming in hot, dude.
What a
Always.
wonderful man.
Always
And
bringing
I
in the fire,
actually,
dude.
like, right before we hopped on, CJ, you and Tommy were both saying that you like that parlay, and I'm hopping in. I'm hopping in as well.
You should.
So I
You
love
should.
that.
You should smack that parlay all day. All day,
Absolutely.
every day.
I don't
I'm
know
50
enough
Tyson.
under the surface for college basketball. Like I straight up just make vibes picks. Like obviously I know the ranked teams, I know, stuff like that. But like for a guy that legitimately, really dives into basketball, I'm gonna trust Robert a good bit. I mean, he came in with some pretty good factual evidence here as to why he's backing his picks, and you know what? I'm gonna ride it. I'm gonna ride it because I trust him. Trust the guy. Trust the man.
I love it.
I mean, I almost do with my life. I definitely do with my bowling game, to be clear. So, I can't really fault the man at all, for a lot of things. So, um, yeah. I mean, sorry, I lost my train of thought because I'm doing multiple things.
What more
Yeah.
can you say? That being said, though, too, Tommy, did you want to give your live bet slip right now?
Sure. I mean, I didn't have a bet slip.
Well,
If you can pull up my tabletop, that would be wonderful because I don't know what I picked off the top of my head. So,
I can absolutely do that.
but
Let
yeah,
me.
if I pop in live, it's really just for the good times, the good vibes, and have fun, and to pretty much just make my appearance on this thing whenever I have time in order to do so. Um,
It's up
I
there,
did.
Tommy.
I did find Duke minus 11.5 on I believe it was the ESPN bet, and I'll take that over 12.5. I think
Sure.
it's a little bit safer. Still got nice odds. I mean Duke's taking on Baylor. I think Duke's really a powerhouse, and just kind of going off Robert. I mean, yeah, Cooper Flag is the engine that drives that train. Um, So I like them against Baylor. Florida minus 9.5. I like it. The game's currently ongoing now, and it's only 4-0. So I mean, they're still okay. Uh, it's only 4-0, and I'll take it. I do. I got Florida and Duke in the championship against one another. Arizona money line. I don't know. That's a vibes pick. I mean, I really don't have any like factual evidence under the surface. Analytics for that. It's really just a vibes pick. I know Arizona overall not a bad basketball school. So I'm riding with it, and I'm also I snuck it in on the sheet. Didn't put it into the uh thing for Slack, but I did have the Celtics covering the spread at minus 7.5. So I'm really hoping that my odds just hit today. I'm hoping to get back in the units. I was at a like +6, nearly 7, and I've dropped to under 2 thanks to yesterday. So let's just hope for good vibes and good times. My underdogs are a little weird. I have St. Mary's in my bracket, and I did pick Kentucky in my bracket too, so they're like my underdogs for today. I really don't know. I just remember Kellen talking about Illinois and how they're just. I mean, it was after the Duke game where they lost by like 40 points, but it was just I just remembered what you said, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to take that advice and maybe use it. So we'll see what happens. But Kellen, I'm rooting for you. Um, I'm rooting for Illinois, rooting for you, rooting for your vibes and good times because that's what matters. If the underdog hits, great. If Illinois wins, that's probably even better. So
I
But
appreciate that. I appreciate
again, I am not a basketball guy. Do not take basketball advice from me. I'm just these are just for the vibes and the good times. So baseball, different conversation.
Yeah, you're
Different,
gonna try and hop.
entirely different conversation.
I think maybe we could talk about this as a group, but for Thursday we should definitely maybe do like some kind of
Okay,
something.
so here's the weird thing about opening day. So opening day, you have the first game is at 3 o'clock, and that's the Yankees and the Brewers. Every single game is at
4 o'clock.
10, and the only game that's
Really?
on at 7, yep, and the only game that's on at 7, deservedly so, is the Tigers taking on the Dodgers at 7. That's their like World Series banner uh little
Huh.
ceremony. And then there's two games at like 10:10. There's I believe the Diamondbacks have Kel, is
Wow.
that the Cubbies or is that the Oakland A's?
that.
Check that.
Give me a sec. I'm pulling it up. I got it.
I
I don't think it's the
know
Cubs.
I know the Cubs have a freaking brutal schedule to start the season, but I didn't know if the Diamondbacks were playing the Cubs early on or
Oh, we do got the A's, but we're one of the 4 o'clock games too.
Yeah, so Chicago, no. Thursday, the 27th of March, aka opening day. Cubs are in Arizona, and the Athletics are in Seattle. Those are the two
okay.
10-10 games.
Okay.
Oh, read it
So
wrong. My fault.
And
yeah,
then
there's
New
like
York,
two.
Milwaukee. New York, Milwaukee is at 3. Everything,
So
Toronto's at 3 versus Baltimore. Everything else is 4:05 to 4:10, except
yes,
for the
basically
Dodgers,
there's
Detroit, and
basically
those.
to summarize, there's no show during baseball because no one's
Okay.
doing a show at 4 o'clock. So unless you're willing to preview the Dodgers, uh, what's it called? The Dodgers and Tigers.
Dodgers and Tigers.
Which actually is going to be fun. It's Scooball, and I don't know who's going for the Dodgers.
Yeah, we don't know who's going for the Dodgers as of right now.
But I mean, that's like they're returning home. It'll be like their banner ceremony or whatever, and it'll be Scooball going against the Dodgers lineup, which is still going to be good baseball. But like,
Mhm.
there's not
Yeah.
like this kick-ass show we're gonna do. Like,
No,
if anything, just do that for Friday because there's
yeah, I was gonna
just
say
no
Friday
way.
opening weekend too.
I mean, if you want to do a live show, because Thursdays are podcast days anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
I'm
So
gonna
you're not-
I'm gonna ask this. I'm gonna ask this of you, Tommy, and then we'll get back
Sure.
into everything else.
Sure.
What is your favorite matchup for opening day? Looking at the starters right now, 'cause I have
Like-
mine.
Like, what am I looking forward to?
Yeah, like what starting pitching matchup? Like back in the day, when we actually cared about starting pitching. What's your favorite one?
If I
think
have-
you and I probably have the same one.
See it. Okay, so we're going matchup head to head, right?
Yeah, head to head, starting pitcher versus starting pitcher. I'm not talking about what's the biggest starting matchup that you're looking forward to. I see one, and it's like absolutely.
I think the obvious is actually Chris Sale versus Michael King.
Really? That's the one you're looking forward to the most. Okay.
I am also looking forward to.
Oh, I know one.
Biased, of course. I'm looking forward to Garrett Crochet and Nathan Evaldi.
One right under
Still
that.
haven't
is my
picked
favorite.
mine. Still
Yeah.
haven't
And
picked mine.
I'm also looking forward to, which actually could be really good, is Justin Steele and Zach Gallen. That could be really
Again,
fun.
still haven't
Still haven't picked
haven't
it.
hit
I'm not
mine.
picking Zach Wheeler and Mackenzie Gore.
No,
Sorry.
that's not what
not
I'm
that one.
picking. No, not at all. Not at all.
What, Logan Webb and Hunter Green?
No, your boy.
Oh yeah. Okay, you are
Plus
looking at the.
Beans versus Alcantara, arguably the best rookie starting pitcher from 3 years ago versus the best rookie starting pitcher we've seen in this millennia.
See, I don't know how Sandy's going to look. He's looked good in spring
I understand
training.
that, but it's still
I gotta-
intriguing to me.
It's
so intriguing.
It's intriguing, but I'm not putting. Yeah, okay. Paul Skeens is going to strike out 9 because he's basically facing a AAA fucking lineup against the Marlins. That's not
Oh, the Marlins
interesting
that
to
bad?
me.
I have
That's-
no idea.
The
Yeah,
Marlins,
the Marlins aren't trash.
essentially-
I'll give them that.
The Marlins are essentially fielding a AAA team. Yeah,
And the
it's not-
Pirates
it's not
aren't that
good.
much better, but yeah.
Like, I genuinely think the White Sox will be better than the Marlins this year.
I had that take too on the Sports GPS. No free ads, but on the Sports GPS, I had that same take.
I do back your sentiment there. Like, Paul Skeens, arguably like a top 3 pitcher in baseball right now. Sandy Alcantara, who people forget because he had Tommy John. I agree with what you're saying. It's just like the batting is just so shitty for both
I get
sides.
you there. I understand, but I'm
It's
just
so
saying
bad.
pitching matchup alone, like just pitcher versus pitcher. Like, who do
like
I
Chris
want to
Sa-
see on opening day?
I like Chris Sale and Michael King. Chris Sale just
I
came
don't
on
hate that
young.
either. I'm not.
And
I don't lie to you.
Michael King actually better than what people probably should give him credit for.
I don't disagree there. I think Wheeler versus any other really good starting pitching, like would take the cake for me. But Mackenzie
Now-
Gore, though he's good,
If you're talking just who individually I'm looking forward to, it's easily like Zach Wheeler easily tops the list, like for
Yeah.
sure. You know, and he's going against the lineup that could be pretty decent. So
could be
it's
decent.
just-
Yeah,
but matchup wise, like Mackenzie Gore, like he's good, doesn't do it for me.
yeah, he doesn't do it.
Like-
for me.
like
That-
not
that's the
enough.
reason why he didn't hit my list. And you thought he was. I was like, no, I don't understand how you're missing the big one. Like the mustache versus.
I guess to me it's not big because it's the Marlins. Like,
I guess that's fair, but I'm just
It's
looking
just-
like starting pitching matchup.
well,
versus
and
starting pitching
Alcantara,
matchup.
they've already said that they're gonna limit his innings.
I get it.
So it's like, what's he gonna do? Pitch maybe 4 innings? Like,
I
they're
will
gonna
say-
limit his work.
I will say an early bet that's going to be on the slate for Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, out there in the universe, in the X world / YouTube world that's watching us right now. My performance double for Thursday, one of my many, because I'm going to have a performance double for pretty much every game. My one for Pittsburgh, Miami is going to be Paul
Yep.
Skeens 10+ Ks and the Pirates to win that ball game. To be very clear, that will be the performance double for the Pittsburgh Miami game. Paul Skeens 10+ Ks.
I've
and the
already
Pirates
said
to
he's
win
gonna
that ball
have
game.
at least. I have him at least having 7.
Well, he's going to hit double-digit Ks, and it's not even close.
I will say Nugget of the Day is coming back Thursday. Nugget of the Day is coming back Thursday. Those necessarily aren't going to be like show things. Those are just going to be in general because, again, half the games are basically at 4 o'clock. So,
Check the socials to get your nuggets of the day.
yep.
Matches
Check
up.
socials. Check the Betslips Twitter account. Probably going to be on my own. See what happens. But, yep. I'm gonna go play Hot Wheels because that is what is being requested of me. So
Hey, man, you go do what you got to do, my guy. Do what you got to do.
yeah.
All right,
may the
Tommy.
May the force be with all of us today. Go Illinois. Go Illinois.
Illinois,
Illinois.
Schmillinois.
You had to
Illinois.
put the S in there, didn't you?
Go Chicago. Go Chicago.
All right, I'll take that. I'll take that over there.
Go Chicago. Go Chicago.
All right,
That's it.
Tommy, thanks for popping in, man.
We'll see
We
you
are
later.
on to the underdog slate, and I just brought it all up because I forgot to de-click and go the backside. But the cutest parlay of all sports, St. Mary's. It's mainly because of the other 3 pictures, Kel, but you do enhance it.
I don't even know if I want to talk about my pick right now. That was just blasphemous. What is wrong with you?
I'm just saying, like, if you ask the general population, what are the in force rank the 4 pictures up on the screen right now? I'm telling you right now, you're the Teddy Roosevelt of that Mount Rushmore.
I'm telling you right now, you're completely wrong. They're gonna say I'm second. Thank you.
Oh, I like that. That's confidence. That's called confidence, right?
Yeah, I'm second. Thank you. But you know what? I'll talk about my pick now because you want me to. So, I have St. Mary's plus 5.5. Why do I have that? Because I think they're slow and Alabama's fast. I think the slow is going to beat the fast. Don't tell me why. Don't ask me why I think that. I just think it's going to happen. I wasn't happy with how Bama played in the first round. Little off for a second-ranked team for a second-seeded team, who has one of the best offenses in the country. So I think St. Mary's is going to keep this relatively close, under the 5.5. Will they win? I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see them win, but I just don't see this going over 5.5.
Tis fair. Tis fair. Colorado State. I don't remember who had that.
I think
Who's
that
that?
might be Robert.
Yeah,
I think
Rob.
it is Robert. He did put Colorado State. I mean, yeah, they look good against
Who they playing
against they played. I'm trying to remember who they played in round one. It was a 5 seed that we all didn't like as a 5 seed. They are going up against today. They're going up against the Crab 5.
Ooh.
It's a tough matchup, but
Yeah.
I don't hate the spread there. To be
Yeah,
clear,
no.
I have it. Future bet out here. I have that alt spread dropped because I don't love them to cover the 8.5, but I do like them to win. / I like them to, cover at a lower number. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, Colorado State looked good in their opening game, and I'm trying to remember who the heck they played.
I mean, they're the sex. They were the 12 and 5. I forget who they played too, but I know they beat the 5. No, I mean they're the sexy team. They're definitely one of the teams.
Memphis is who they played.
There you go. I mean, I'm a big Crab 5 guy, but I mean I still bet this, so I mean clearly I'm with it. And then mine is Ole Miss. Beat North Carolina, a team that I think a lot of people thought would be making a run after they got in. That they certainly thought that they were going to make a run, and looked good. North Carolina, if we're being honest, but not really particularly close. Ole Miss in that game. Yes, it was only 7-point victory, but I don't know. I just it's a 6-3. It's clearly why it is an underdog game here. I just don't really. I don't. And they're probably going to end up proving me wrong, which is what it is. It's the spread's 5.5. I decided to take Ole Miss outright. I didn't give much credence to Iowa State in their first round game. And if they shove it down my throat today, then good for them, and I'll be rooting for the Cyclones going forward. But I don't know. It's a prove it game for Iowa State, and for that reason, I took Ole Miss.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm in on Ole Miss. I think it all depends on what game they play.
Yeah.
Because they could beat anybody in the country, including Duke. Especially the way they played that first half versus North Carolina.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The second half is what scares me.
Yes.
Because they let North Carolina even come back in that game, and it was kind of like, I don't know.
I'm worried Iowa State
got the job done.
Again, Iowa State did look good, but I don't believe in them just yet. And if they do just blow out Ole Miss, then I'll have to respect it. But
and they're still dealing with injuries. Am I correct? They're dealing with. I can't even remember who their injuries to.
Yeah, they're a little banged up. Yeah.
So I mean, why not? Throw a little sprinkle on the Ole Miss. Getting it plus 949 on Kraft Sings if you got it out there. Thank you, Pat, for getting that line as I was unable to earlier. But yeah, that's where you're looking at for the underdog slate. And now it comes to our newest segment on the screen. And what, Kel?
Oh no, I was just like,
you had hands up. But I was like, did I miss something? Did I forget you again?
No, I was trying to point at Pat.
Oh, Patty loves March Madness after hating it. Got it. But it is the performance doubles of the day, brought to you by the PD King himself. That is me. Where's my crown? I need a Burger King crown. I need to get like a Burger King crown, so I can just throw it on. But the prince of the performance doubles, way down there in the bottom. We had a great first iteration of this segment yesterday. I went 75% on them, so you were up big units if you rode all the performance doubles of the day yesterday. Big fan of that. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. First one that is Sir Keldog. Sir Keldog bringing us the Celtics money line in Denny Advia.
Oh, he's got the crown back. Oh Lord. Oh
boy. Can you just ship that into my hands and I'll just go.
That brings back memories.
Yeah, I knew you would say that, Cal.
Okay, so Celtics money line and Denny Advia. That guy.
Denny Advia.
That guy. 20 plus points. Celtics are big favorites in this game. This is hitting 3 of their last 5, but Anthony. Oh, that works. What do you got there?
It's literally just a notepad for my alma mater. Really, it's nothing crazy.
Okay. But anyway, Anthony Simmons is out. He's questionable for the day, so he might be taking a step back there. But with that guy scoring at least 30 in his last 2 games, I think 20 seems pretty reasonable for him. So give me Celtics money line and that guy over 20 points.
Denny Advia, absolutely. I have a little bit different. Kel, you have something different with this game. But I switched it, and this actually is wrong. I have it at 20 plus points, not 15 plus for Cade Cunningham. But I have the Pistons winning by 13 plus, and Cade Cunningham at 20 points, not 15 points. I mistyped. That's on me. But the reason why is Cade Cunningham is the engine that takes them, and so that's the reason why I'm going with Cade instead of. But you have it a little different. I don't want to ruin your pick a little bit later. So, yeah, I got the Pistons at 12.5 and Cade Cunningham to get 20 plus points. This man's been on a tear as of late, and it's 20 points. And like the 20 points section of this should be easy because he's minus 560 on that alone. But it's whether the Pistons cover or not. And if the Pistons can cover and Cade can get this number, I'm a big fan of it. I think your bet a little bit later is, do you think he's just going to take over the game or something else? So we'll hit that when we get to it. But the next one, I believe, is poolside. Poolside, what do you have as your PD of the day?
Yes, sir. Definitely a fan of getting into these because, as I put this one in, it's not going to blow your socks off with the odds that you get, but you're still getting plus money if you do it the right way, and that's always a fun thing to do. Yeah, I mean, it's the Thunder. They're not actually. They're in LA. They're at the Clippers, and they're not favored by much. I think when I got them, it was -3.
I have it at 3.5 right now on most sports books.
Yeah. So they're not favored much, but they are the best team in the West. SGA is on a mission to win his first MVP. He's the top scorer in the game. He averages 32 and change. So I'm not worried about the 30 points. I'm a little worried about another bet that I have with him later. That's actually on the next thing here. But no, I mean it seems to make sense. Again, the money in this section a little bit different than the Cade bet. I'm more worried about the Thunder money line than I am SGA getting his buckets. So, but yeah, I mean, you get it at like I think I got it like plus 140, I believe, something right around there. And that's why I'm starting to get into these PDs because, you can put together 2 or 3 of them, and if you hit even one, you might be at least even. So that's I'm becoming a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm becoming an
Padawan.
apprentice.
The Padawan of the performance doubles.
Correct. Yes. So that's what I'm rolling with today.
I was going to go kind of sewer of the PDs.
Ooh,
oh yeah. I'm eating it up.
I love the performance doubles because you can pick a player who you think is going to get, and you can even moderate what you think he's going to get. Because you're like, oh, he's going to get 25. But if I match it with them winning, because I think they're going to win the game too, then you're getting like 2 minus, 230 or 300 bets, and you're putting them together, and you're getting basically an even money bet. Or if you think, you think they're going to cover, in my case with the Pistons, but I want to fade a little bit on Cade Cunningham points. So I fade a little bit on his points, but I take him to cover. And then if they cover and Cade wins, like you're usually sweating one half of the scenario. If you want like bigger plus odds, like Cade's odds are like 114. I think the odd via bet is basically even money. So you're not really fading both of them, but you're fading that. And so on and so forth. But this next one, I'm fading both sides of the coin. And I'm like, oh boy. But it's plus 161 if we get it. And that's Grimes over 36.5 PRA and the Sixers to cover the 9.5. I know I'm going back to this well until it hits. Like this is one of those, like it's got to. Because Grimes keeps doing his job and the Sixers keep losing by the number or by the hook. If you saw on the socials Friday night, the Sixers they're 6.5 point dogs. I have them at 6.5. I have Grimes. Grimes has gotten the number I needed for the PRA, which I believe was 37.5 is what I put it at. And I'm like, all you have to do is not give up another bucket with 30 seconds left. And the Spurs get a bucket and they just walk down and just let it happen. And I'm like, what are we doing? Guys, just can you please cover? And they gave up a massive, stupid amount of points in the final quarter. To be very clear, Friday night they were up by see, they lost by 8. They were up 4 going into the fourth quarter, and then they made it like a 10-point game, and then they let the Spurs just go on a massive run and outscore them by 12 in the fourth quarter after, owning the start of the fourth quarter too. And I was like, man, I wasn't actually sweating the Sixers cover. I was sweating whether Grimes would get to the number. Then he gets the number, and I'm like, this is a lock. And then the Spurs just come back and say, hold my beer. I'm like, you can't just win by 6, Spurs. No, you have to win by 8 and ruin my night. But it's fine. It's okay. I'm going back to the well today. The Sixers are facing the Hawks, and the Hawks are a mediocre team at home. They're just a mediocre team in general. So I'm like, all right, can we just have Grimes go off and the Sixers just lose by single digits for me? Lose by single digits or less. That's all I need. Don't lose by double digits. Please. Please don't lose by double digits.
That's all you're asking.
I care about. And that is the performance doubles of the day, brought to you by the PD King himself, your boy up here. So that is that. Looking forward to this segment. Like I said, we were you'll see it on the records page. We were 75% hit rate on this is his first iteration. So
not too shabby.
You gotta love it. Gotta love it every second of it. So let's get into it. Yeah, I'm not saying who missed. So
we don't have to talk about it. No.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying who missed. I mean,
it's true.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about who missed. But it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. He actually picked the wrong person to really come in on the double. I
told you I was sorry. Okay.
I didn't say it was you. I didn't say it was you.
You started it now, and then I outed myself, so now we're in it.
Now we're in it. If you'd only gone with Gobert and his 8+ boards instead of Anthony Edwards,
who would have thought Edwards would only put up 17? I mean,
they were facing a trash team, to be clear. I mean, they were going up against the Pelicans, who, that's who the Pistons are going up against today. So that's the reason why I faded Cunningham's points, because I feel like he's going to be riding the pine come the fourth quarter. Why do you think I'm fading him? So exactly. That's where we're at. I get it. 100% I get it. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the 750 Club. It is the most talked about parlay, the most known parlay in all of sports gambling is the 750 Club. There's one rule about Fight Club, and what is that one rule, Sir Patrick?
You don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, you don't talk about Fight Club. But what is the one rule of the 750 Club?
You get boogie with it, and you tell everybody.
A single person out there.
You tell everybody.
You dance. You get the jives. You're like, hey, did you see the 750 Club?
That's it.
Did you get in on it?
Yeah.
Did you get in on it? And then you hit him with the sprinkler.
Yeah. Hey, girl. 750 Club. Yeah.
Then you hit him with the shopping cart.
Yeah. You pull Parker over with you too, and you say, "Hey,
100%.
Go tell that girl. Go tell that girl, Parker." Yeah.
You tell him.
Yeah.
Hit him with bringing around town. You hit him with a Q-tip.
Yeah. Oh.
And you're in the club, and that's what it's all about. The 750 Club. You tell everybody these 6 picks today. Kel, you have the top one. What do you got?
Yes, so I have the Blackhawks plus 1.5. They are at home. They are playing the Flyers. I've been on the Blackhawks puck line basically all season, if not all year, however you want to put it. And they've always come through for me. 1.5 at home at the Madhouse. This is a close game. Give me the Blackhawks.
I don't blame you. The Flyers have been trash. They're just straight trash. So, and that's coming from a Philly fan. They're trash. They're not good. The only team they can beat right now and beat them convincingly is the Anaheim Ducks, because they're even more trash.
Yeah.
So to be very clear, we already heard about the Duke minus 12.5. My sport book, I'm getting Duke at minus 11.5.
Oh, wow.
So this line's shifting a bunch, but at the same time, that makes sense. It all depends on where you're getting at. But yeah, Duke minus 12.5. I don't know. I mean, just. Are we shocked with Duke being a double-digit favorite ever? Not really.
They probably will be until the Elite Eight or Final Four.
Yeah, I would say till the Final Four, probably.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody in their bracket that won't make them a double-digit favorite.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be like a 6-7 point favorite, in the Elite Eight. But still, I mean, they're 1,000% going to be a favorite the entire time that they play a game in this tournament. So That's where we're at with that. SGA over 43.5.
Yeah. Again, I'm riding SGA. I'm riding his MVP candidacy. I'm riding the Thunder. I've been a Thunder guy all basketball season. Been taking them to cover a lot because they are one of the best teams at doing so. And I'm really rooting for. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big Joker guy. I love the guy, but I but I think he's going to start getting a LeBron type treatment where the voters are just going to find basically say we can't just keep giving this guy the MVP even though they probably could make an argument that he is the MVP like every year. SGA he averages 44. So I'm taking him to just hit his average. And as the previous bet that I talked about in the performance doubles, if he gets that 30 points, I don't see how this number doesn't hit. So
Sure.
Again, it's his average on the season is 44. I had it at 45 the other day, and he hit that easily. So if you want to hop on the SGA train, it leaves at, let's see, what time is that game tonight? The SGA train leaves. It's a late game. I don't think it's the last game. At 9 o'clock tonight. So if you want to hop in with me and hop out, we can go to the club together too. So take SGA over 43.5 prop.
Yeah, that massive fan. You can find that no free ads on NBA TV, by the way. Kentucky money line today. I want to say that was Sir Thomas of Stats.
Yeah, I think so too.
I want to say that was Sir Thomas of Stats. Yes, that was Sir Thomas of Stats. Put the Kentucky money line out there. Kel, do you want to talk about?
To be fair, he did say he doesn't watch ball. So
yeah, and he also said that he's doing it for Kel, so that way, if the Illini do lose, at least he feels better about it because he's got some money on the line. Because every other part of the 750 club is legit goat money. So
yeah.
I'm with you there. I'm with it 100%. It's the only bet on here that I don't like. So if you want to remove the Kentucky money line, sure, go for it. It was Sir Thomas of Stats, but Kel will have it with the moniker of "You can forget that dime." That's what he's betting the 750 club at.
Forget that dollar.
Yeah, that dollar. You can forget that dime. Well, with inflation rates, yeah, a dime is a dollar, right? Anyway, let's go. I have two alts here. I have the Maryland -3.5, and I have Michigan State -3.5. They are -6.5 and -7.5 respectively. Is active on most sports books out there. So I took a little bit. Or sorry, when I said 6.5, I meant 8.5. Maryland is -8.5 on most sport books out there, and the Michigan State is -6.5. And if you go ahead and drop them down to 3.5 both times, I feel like these are going to be tight, closer games. I feel like Colorado State can keep up with the Crab Five, but the Crab Five is going to get it done. I'm calling this the Crab Five and Fab Five alt spread.
There you go.
The op of the Fab Five and the Crab Five alt spread here. So, yeah, big fan of this situation. I actually have research on these two. KenPom ranks Maryland 11th in the country in net rating, 22nd in offensive and 6th in defensive. Colorado State ranks 43rd in net rating, 40th in offensive, 52nd in defensive. I think Maryland probably wins the turnover battle, and with that means that they cover. And I like the little bit less, but I think Colorado has enough outside shooting that they might be able to get it done. And Maryland's 4-1 against their spread in the last 5 games. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just alt it down a little bit, so that way we make sure we catch it. And then Michigan State is the 7th ranked team in net rating according to KenPom. New Mexico is 40th. Michigan State also has a stronger shooting team than New Mexico. And Michigan State also has a lot better presence on the glass, as they're 7th in rebounds per game, where New Mexico is 25th. Michigan State is also 9-1 against the spread in their last 10. So another reason why you take Sparty here. I actually like Sparty at their number. 2, you'll see that here in a minute. I think I put it on my slides. I like Sparty at the number, but when I parlay it with a Maryland or throw it in this 750 club, I like to squeeze a little juice out there and lay a little bit to get it. So that's where we're at. 750 club at plus 22.97. If you remove Kentucky money line, it is still 750 club worthy as it's plus 1094.
Yeah,
That's what I have it as.
Like 1070 something. If you took out Kentucky, so
yeah, I was 1094 on my sportbook of choice, but I also have Duke minus 11.5 on my sportbook of choice as well. So,
love
yeah,
it. Love it.
And that's where we got the 750 club. Man, you know what? It's fun. All 35 people that are in here right now, appreciate you for being in, and we're really looking forward to all the fun, the fancy, and the knowledge here of this on this Sunday here. Florida's up 4 as of right now. If you're watching live, Florida's up by 4, so we'll see what happens. But we get to our last segment of the day, and it is the greenest, the softest, it is the plushiest, it is the tabletop.
Bang.
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 Bang. Bang. All those Angel Reese videos. She puts up a break and bang.
Bang.
She gets another rebound and bang. Puts it up the unathletic Angel Reese. Bang.
Bang.
Bang. Keldog. You've already talked about one. You did a little bit opposite of the coin for that Cade Cunningham.
I did, yes. So for starters, we already talked, like you said, we already talked about Celtics money line and Denny, that guy, 20 plus point. What was that?
Advia.
That guy.
Advia. Say it with me.
Advia.
That guy.
Are you saying Advia?
Advia. Denny Advia.
Advia.
Don't ask how we get to that with that spelling, but yeah, it's Advia.
That guy.
I'm going to stick with that guy, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. It's Denny Advia.
Okay, good. So I'm going with that for starters. Next, I have Pistons minus 12.5. And like you were saying, I have Cade under 42.5 prop. He was wildly under that the last time they played the Pelicans. And I think he's going to be under that once again. They are big-time favorites. They should have a huge lead. Like I said, he didn't come close last time. I don't think he's going to come close again. Should still have a good game, but 42 seems rather high for him against a very lackluster team. Next, I have Blackhawks plus 1.5, but I also added the under of 6.5 on the alternate total. Chicago's one of the better covering teams. 5.5 was just way too low for this. I don't see this going over 6.5. Seems like way too much. I'm seeing maybe a 3-2-ish game, somewhere around there, but 6.5, not a shot in my eyes. Granted, as you will see on the records, I don't know if you want to believe me, but that is what I'm going with. Then I take St. Mary's plus 5.5. Slow team should hold off the fast team. Wasn't happy with Bama, like I said before, in the first round. So against a team that seems to be always in the tournament, I think 5.5 seems like a reasonable number. And then finally, I'm taking Illinois minus 2. They are playing Kentucky today. We need all the vibes in the world. We're going to war. We're going to fight some people right now. The fact they are a favorite in this game was amazing to me. That set my vibes through the roof, and they're going to continue all the way to the 5:15 tip. Illinois, Brad Underwood, minus 2. Let's have a day.
Love it.
Fair enough. We already heard from Sir Thomas of the Lord of Stats, of the Realm of Stats. I think I'm going to change his name from Tommy Stats to Sir Thomas of the Realm of Stats. Like that's going to be his name. His moniker on everything is Sir Thomas of the Realm of Stats, of the House of Stats. House of Stats. Of the House of Stats. Sir Thomas of House Stats.
The graphic brain in me is already cooking right now.
Yeah, please do. Okay. Like 1,000% you're putting his face on Jon Snow's face from some porn form of the of Game of Thrones. 1,000%. I already see it. Like for the War of the North, like 1,000%. And him like stabbing what's his face from the house. I can't think of it. It's been too long. I'm too old.
I'm gonna be honest. I just know Jon Snow.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair. Kid Harington can't go wrong. All right. The second action of the tabletop. We already heard from parlay guy Rob. He had Alabama money line, he had Michigan State money line, and Arizona money line, all as a parlay. I think pretty much all of us are riding that bad boy. That's the three favorites just to win. That's all they need to do is just get the dub, and we're in plus 184. I actually have a plus 194 is what I got it at. So might be moving a little bit better for you. But then comes me. Yes, that's right. I have the Maryland and Michigan minus 3.5 each. Both of them together, and you're getting that at plus odds. I have Florida minus 9.5, which is looking a little sketchy as of right now, but Florida's a second half team, and they're up 4. So cool. Love that. I put Duke minus 12.5 just to be in solidarity with here, but I actually have it on my sportbook as 11.5. And so, yeah, just, making everybody there. But I like the Duke cover. Like that's really what it comes down to. Duke's going to win this game by 20. Let's not lie to ourselves.
Yeah.
And then Alabama, I like them minus 5.5 today versus St. Mary's. I'm sorry, Kel, but just a big fan of the Bama action. That's a tough game to go with. And then, of course, I have the Cade 20-plus points. I know you have it with the under on the PRA, but I think that's actually smart because I think he's like mid-20s in points, and he's not a massive rebounder. And you have it at 42.5, if I remember correctly, Kel Dog. And so if he's at 25 and he gets his 11 assists, that's 36. So then he gets less than 6 rebounds. So I think we can both hit this very easily at 20 points. And I don't think he plays the fourth quarter. That's the reason why I dropped this down, because they're up against the Pelicans in an afternoon game today. I like the fact that Cade Cunningham at 20 points, I don't think he's going to get I think his average is 25 on the year, if I remember correctly. I'm actually pulling that up just to make sure I'm not going nuts. But I want to say his average in points is around 25. And so, yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at. Why is my computer just dying on me? It won't let me look it up. Let's look here. Now I have the ability. There we go. Cade Cunningham, 25 points. Just trust your gut, CJ. You do your research. And then I've got the Grimes over 36 now. We already kind of talked about it. I just need the Sixers to not lose by double digits, and that's pretty much a slam dunk there. So I think the sport books haven't fully caught up to the fact that Grimes' averages are half from when he was with Dallas and half from when he was with the 76ers. And the Sixers do not have Maxey, and they do not have George, and they do not have Embiid. So it is Grimes and a group of who? And like that's coming from a Sixers fan. Like it's a group of Grimes and who. So to be very, very clear, I feel like Grimes is the player that needs to be. Yeah, like ESPN still has Tyrese Maxey as the points leader for the Sixers. Like no. And Oubre. Like Oubre's not playing. There's no way. So yeah, I mean Maxey's out, Bona's out, Drummond's out. I actually like that I'm trying to remember the other center that the Sixers have right now. If you want another one that you can take to the bank, because Drummond and Bond is out. I think it's Alex Reese that was doing some damage the other day. From the University of Alabama. I think it was him. Might have been him. Yeah, he had 11 points and 5 boards. So if you want, you might be able to get him on the sports book for a little bit less too. So something else to think about. But Sir Mr. 60% Pat, what do you got?
Yeah, it's not going great, but you never know. Still plenty of time left, I'd say. Especially with the first weekend of baseball falling in March, I could definitely make a little run here. But I got to pick on every game, as you can see, every game today in college b-ball. I'll just go from the top. This is the only one, full disclosure, as everybody knows, I bet everything that I physically can bet. I could not bet this, but I wanted it on my sheet. And I wanted it on my sheet for 2 reasons. One, I'm trying to mush Florida. That is 100% my reasoning here. I'm really hoping that inevitably I'm going to lose a couple of these, and I'm kind of hoping that that's one of them. They're keeping it close right now. It's a 1-point game as we're speaking right now, and with two and change left in the first half. I was gonna say this, or I'll say it. It's not the same UConn of the last 2 years, the last 2 championship teams, and we did see in the SEC tournament Florida, pretty much have their way with one of the best defenses in the country in Tennessee. But if there's any defense, if there's any team, and it looks like they're at least right now doing a decent job of it, that could slow down the prolific Florida offense. It's a motivated, angry, Danny Hurley-led defensive UConn team. And I think we're seeing it right now in the game that is happening as we are talking. So would I be upset if this hits and my record goes up a little bit? Yeah, a little bit, just because I'm rooting for UConn. But full disclosure, again, kind of rooting for it to lose. Well, I'm more rooting for UConn to just win. But that being said, and I do like to give out winners. I think a lot of people were on this anyway, 4-9.5 going into it. So that's that. But I wanted to be fully transparent with the people. Next, yep, I'm on Duke. Duke's going to win. CJ, you said it. They're winning by 20. They're gonna have a nice easy path to the Final Four, I believe. I've been riding all year with Illini, so I'm not going to stop now. Give me 1.5. They take care of business. Biggest game in a long time for UCL, and I'm really rooting for you. I talked about Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss money line. Big Bama guy, yes. I mean, I was rooting for Robert Morris. That was a tight game, but I think that just makes this Bama team a little bit more dangerous. They looked defeat in the eye. They looked an embarrassing defeat in the eyes. They did come out on top. They weren't even close to covering. I think that they get back to their Bama ways. They're another prolific scoring team, and I think they take care of business pretty easily. I mean, if it's not Illini or UConn or my Houston or my Cougars, I'm a big Crab 5 guy now. I've been converted. I love the name. I think that they play hard. I think they look really good in their first round matchup, and I like them at 8.5. I do really. I actually I'm gonna do the alt parlay to Crab 5 and not so Fab 5 or opposite op Crab Fab 5.
The op Fab 5. Yeah.
Op Fab 5. Yeah.
Is that your op, son? Is that your op? Sorry,
That's
the young kids these days.
That's what I'm definitely going to root for that. But I also think that they can win by double digits here. I like Oregon. I know it seems like it's and Rob had some good stats to back that up. And one of the things he said was that they're lost their last 4, I believe he said, against higher seeds in the tournament. But this is a 4 versus a 5. Like I just don't. I think it's close enough. And I was tempted to take Oregon money line, but I'll take the 3.5 just to be safe. And then the op Fab 5, I think they take care of business. I think hand up might have been wrong about them as a pumpkin team because they do look very dangerous and they look like they could waltz into the Elite 8 pretty easily. So that is all my picks for college, and then I have 3 favorites in the association. I'll say it. I've said it once, so I'll say it again. I'm worried about all 3 of these teams starting to rest their players as we get closer to the playoffs. But there's just no way, There's no way I'm going to take the Jazz, the 16-55 Jazz over to cover against the Cavs. There's no way I'm taking. There is a way I would take the Trailblazers, but I kind of faded myself here with the Celtics 7.5. Excuse me. I faded myself because normally I would go with the Trailblazers because by my metric, I have been riding them to cover because they are a very good team at covering the spreads this season. But instead, I thought about it, and I've been burned by the Celtics before. And I figured, you know what? Let me go against my gut here, go with my brain, and just say that the Celtics take care of business. And I talked about the Thunder already. It's going to be a fight. This is definitely the tougher one out of the 3. But I like them to, especially if my SGA props hit, then I like them to cover and win. So that will do it for old Mr. 60% here.
I mean,
and I'll probably add some first half overs for the college games. So make sure you're following at just Betslips because I'll add those.
Please do. Anybody have any last calls for the day?
If UConn wins this game, they're going to the Final Four.
Whoa.
If they could figure out a way, it's tied going into halftime. If they could figure out a way to win this game, they're going to be a team to watch.
That's the Johnny's bracket, right? Or was that the other one?
Were they in the Johnny's bracket? That's a good question.
That's the Johnny's bracket.
Wow. Okay, so there you go. So they wouldn't even have to get through St. John's. So
I like that even more.
Yeah. A nice UConn Arkansas to get into the Elite Eight or to get into whatever it is. I forget.
Well, it would be to get into the Final Four if Texas Tech. It's Texas Tech versus Arkansas right now,
Okay.
and then the winner of Maryland, Colorado, and the winner of Florida, UConn.
Okay. But yeah,
So
that's
arguably, I would say right now, if UConn does beat Florida, I think Maryland is the favorite to get out of that.
Oh yeah,
Because I like Maryland over UConn, to be very clear.
Yeah.
And I like Maryland better than Texas Tech and Arkansas. To be very clear. Currently, it's the winner of Illinois and Kentucky versus Tennessee, and then Houston, Purdue. Illinois, if they do get the job done versus Kentucky, would be the only non-chalk team in the Sweet 16 there. Duke versus Baylor and Oregon versus Arizona. And then the winner of St. Mary's and Alabama faces BYU. So we have that. And then we have Auburn versus Michigan in the Sweet 16. They're facing the winners. And they're the top half. And then the bottom half of that bracket is Iowa State versus Ole Miss and Michigan versus New Mexico. Pretty much all of the quote-unquote double-digit seeds are gone, except for Arkansas and Colorado State as of right now, but they could be gone there. So Arkansas right now is the only double-digit seed left in the tournament. If we think what happens with Colorado State versus Maryland, that's the only other double-digit seed out there because Drake lost to Texas Tech. New Mexico. New Mexico is a double-digit, but they're losing to Sparty. Let's not lie to ourselves.
That's fair. I'm just saying. You're not wrong.
Just being that guy. I have a last call that's out here. I think all 4 number 1 seeds make it to the Final Four.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
And the only one that's somewhat concerning is Auburn.
Mm.
But
and Florida's tied at half. I don't know if a lot of people saw that coming.
I understand that Florida's a second half team. Like, look at what they did to Tennessee in the SEC championship.
That fair.
Game was tight early. Florida's a second half team.
They're a better team.
Yeah, they are. And don't get me wrong. It's just my bold take. If UConn wins, then you can clip this and be like, look at the idiot who should just take his mic and just. But yeah, just eat it. Take foot, insert into mouth. But yeah, I think all 4 number 1 seeds win. I like Tennessee poses a threat to Houston just because they have good defense. But I mean, I don't see Purdue beating Houston. I also didn't see Purdue. Game. I didn't think Purdue would make the Sweet 16, to be clear, too. So I mean, that's another piece. They're just figuring out how to beat teams.
Yeah.
And granted, they got
And then for mine, I think if Illinois survives today, they beat Tennessee.
Oh, all right.
Ooh. They only lost to them earlier in the year because of a stupid buzzer beater that I still can't get over. But I think they're going to avenge that loss and take them down in the tournament if they get past Kentucky.
Kel, can you tell me what you believe of Tennessee?
Fraudulent. Yeah.
Fraudulent. Tennessee is fraudulent. That's what Kel believes. But they did beat UCLA, which UCLA I think is still a solid squad.
They're a solid squad, but a lot of people beat UCLA.
That's also very true. Yes. And I wasn't going to talk about the fact that Tennessee beat the bricks off of Wofford.
A lot of people beat Wofford.
But that was my next statement. That's the next thing. They really haven't faced anybody massive in this tournament yet until the next round between Illinois and Kentucky. So that's it. Yes. All right. Unfortunately, I have to do it. I gotta
you just ripped the Band-Aid off, bro.
Yeah, I did. But I mean, the performance doubles of the day, man. That new segment, it's looking good. As long as we're over 50% on the performance doubles of the day, pretty much every performance double is plus money. So you're going to be making cash.
Yeah.
So hopefully the underdog slate and the 750 club come through today as well. That'll be massive, and that we would get on the positive side of the coin for that. But shout out parlay guy. Most units. We're not going to talk about the other units that are up there. We'll bring them back up at the end of the show.
Yeah.
I took it off for you, Cal. Cal, I took it off for you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah,
But that is
positive
going
vibes.
to positive vibes. That's right. That's it. That is the show today. We are just the Betslips, and we tell you one thing and promise you one thing and one thing only. And that is to bring you the hot tips
Hot tips.
to help your bet
Your
slips.
bet slips.
Betslips.
That's it, everybody. Have a great day. Have a great Sunday, and we will see you again tomorrow afternoon. Good night. Responsibly
Sorry
go
for
and
my
chase
coughing.
that bag.
Go UConn.
Responsibly chase that bag.